Hello and welcome to another update video about APT Aptos. So this is really smashing it with its performance, and the chart is starting to look good. It's a very risky one because the chart history is just so short, so we don't really have anything to rely on in terms of Elliott wave analysis from previous highs. So we can really only start the count from the last major swing low, which was here end of December. But I've got two different counts on the chart here. The white count and the yellow count. So the yellow count is an addition that I added after the last video. We obviously talked about Aptos a few days ago. I gave you a target for a wave 4 pullback. We reacted to it. Unfortunately, did not pull back to the trend line. That would have been amazing. That would have been a nice entry. But again, when you get these target areas, the price can always just react to them, especially in a wave 4. When it's very bullish, sometimes it sees only the 23.6% fib, which this one was. Then in the earlier video, was it today? Yeah, I think in the earlier video today, I gave you a target, two targets for the fifth wave here. First target was 1605. Now it just blasted through that. And second target is the 61.8 extension at 1865. So what happens if it goes through that, which it easily could do the way it's going at the moment? Then we have to consider something different. And that's why I added the yellow count onto the chart. This would be a very bullish count. Let me explain it because it might be a bit confusing. So in the first scenario, obviously we've got here 5 waves up. I'll put them on the chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this would suggest it's nearly over. I don't really believe that too much. I mean, what do I mean with it's nearly over? It means that basically 5 waves are nearly in. This doesn't mean that the entire move up is over, but it indicates that, you know, these 5 waves could indicate a wave 1, which is the first impulse in a larger uptrend. We could then come down in an ABC structure in a wave 2. That might be an amazing pullback and an entry point if we get it. And I can give you a target should we top now, but I don't see it topping at this moment in time. And then we should get a wave 3 afterwards and a wave 4 down. And then we have a larger 5 wave move up. So it would, look like that basically. But this would, obviously for that, it would need to stop at some point. These waves can obviously always extend, but that's why I've got the yellow count on the chart, which is sort of, I give a go to, a more extended chart, basically a nested chart with a lot of 1-2 setups, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. And then we take it from there. And that shows how these, if you have more than 1-1-2 setup, how they can extend out and create a very bullish chart. Looking at the indicators, well, on the daily, I can't really see it stopping by looking at the price action. We also see additional volume, and the MACD is still pushing much higher. Very much overbought. The problem with the MACD is if you have a short price history, you don't really have a reference level. So it's not like, an indicator where you have 0 to 100. It could go all the way up, right? The RSI is obviously in the overbought territory, which doesn't mean it has to come down now, but we see a first bearish divergence on the chart with the latest high, which you often see in a fifth wave. Okay, you often see that in a fifth wave. So we need to be on the lookout for a pullback. But obviously that huge engulfing candle doesn't really suggest at the moment it's pulling back already, but that can happen very quickly at some point. But there's zero sign is pulling back at this moment, okay? Okay, so if it gets way above 1865, then I would be looking at the yellow count. So the yellow count suggests we have down here a wave 1 and a 2. This is still working its way up, and the wave 3 that matches this wave 2 down there would finish up here. Then there should be a 4 and a 5. Within this wave 3, we've got another 1-2 setup where we're about to finish the wave 3 at some point. Then there will be a 4 and a 5, and that will finish that large wave 3, okay? So within that circle wave 3, we've got a 5 wave move, 1, 2, which means the low that we made on Wednesday, was it today actually? No, yesterday. That low was a wave 2, and we are now moving up in a third wave. I don't find that unlikely given the strength of that move. We should then at some point get a wave 4 down, a wave 5 up, and that would finish off circle wave 3. Then there should be a 4 and a 5, and that's how it cascades higher. So that means we could calculate a target for that wave 3 in yellow by let me go to the 4-hour chart, by taking the measurement of this 1-2 setup. So let me just double check, where did we start? Obviously here at the low of the wave 2. So the way to calculate the wave 3 target is we take the length of the wave 1, we go to the low of the wave 2, and it takes you actually, it takes you to the 1.618 extension, which means you're looking at somewhere around the $24 mark for that third wave. We should then get a fourth and move up in a fifth afterwards. So these are the possible targets, right? Gave you here that round about 1865 level. And above that, we've got, obviously all of these are Fibonacci extensions, so they all will act as resistance. But if this is really a third wave, it should stretch out. It should really stretch out sort of towards $24, which means if we get there, we have some clarity that this is the correct count. Be ready for a pullback at any time, I would say. Everybody who entered here must be in profit. I mean, I think a few people probably shorted. I'd be extremely careful with shorting to an active uptrend. I was surprised actually when I read someone wrote he lost a lot of money actually with Aptos. So I was like, what? Because I mean, you're shorting into an active uptrend. Be extremely careful with that. I'd be extremely careful with shorts anyway at the moment in the crypto market until we have a confirmed breakdown. We are still above support levels everywhere, so normally that's not really the time to short. Yeah, I would wait until we break through support. And here even we broke out of that channel. I mean, that's just very, very interesting. So tremendous performance, yeah, tremendous performance. And let's see how far this goes. I gave you the key targets that are relevant, and depending on which ones we see, we can say with greater clarity in which of these two counts we are. And then we take it from there. I'll keep you updated about Aptos. So yeah, hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.